Well, I'm excited to follow up on the topic I introduced last month to help you with clearing the issues that are creating dis-ease and weight issues. And today, Jeni has joined me to share an issue or a pattern she has in her life that she'd like me to support her with. So set an intention that while you're viewing this, that it will affect insight and support you in your own healing work, that what we're going to experience today will support you because you've set that intention. So what would you like some help with?
What I would like some help with is that I feel like I get stuck in the awareness phase. Is that in trying to create a body of health for myself, I feel like that I'm really aware of what happens, but I continue to do the same thing over. I'm aware that I eat with my feelings, and I'm aware that
So you're aware of the pattern.
Yeah, I'm aware of the
You're
pattern.
like, see, this is what I do. This
Yeah.
is my unhealthy pattern.
Yes, I'm very
That creates what I don't want, which is excessive weight, and yet you still are compelled to do the same thing.
Correct.
Even though you know you're aware.
Yeah, I'm aware exactly.
You're not making different choices.
Right.
What do you think that is?
Well,
I have an idea, but
well, it's resistance to be able to get what I really want.
well, there is a pattern. It's a habit. If you'll see it as a habit, it's a reflex. And when you don't know what some of your, if you don't break down the pattern to see some of the things you're doing and you're just experiencing it kind of taking over, so I'm going to help you with more awareness today, because it is helpful to understand why you're provoked to do what you're doing by understanding first your energy type. And you're type 1, and I know that's helped you tremendously.
Oh, tremendously.
To understand your more light and buoyant nature. And you've shared with me off camera that you had a very traumatic childhood. So it was very heavy. Yep. It was not buoyant and free.
It was not.
It was scary.
Yeah.
Yes, it was very, very scary. It lacked a sense of feeling safe and secure in the world. Okay, so right away your inner child was deeply wounded, and I know you have personally done a lot of work on that.
I have.
Yeah, and you've done a great job, and so this is another piece of that. So just understand, it's just another piece of that it's a pattern that got created a long time ago.
Yes.
Because what you were looking for in your childhood was a sense of security. A sense of it's like you had an appetite for something safer. You had been deprived. You weren't being fed what you needed on an emotional level. So you can always connect weight issues. They're always connected with a deeper emotional issue running. And so what do you turn to? You shared with me your pattern is to look to food for comfort. So what's your go-to food when you're running that pattern?
My go-to food is candy bars, chocolate, sugar.
So sugar with a preference to chocolate.
Yes.
So something sweet, and it has kind of a rich quality, soothing quality to it. Okay, so we could say that your inner child has been looking for sweetness her whole life. And you being a type 1 energy, that would make sense that you just want a sweetness. Sweetness is
It's kind of good.
It's fun, you know? Okay, so the inner child is still looking for sweetness. So when you were a child, one of your tendencies that helped you survive the trauma was your ability to disconnect from discomfort. That actually helped get you through.
Yes.
So you have a pattern that when discomfort is presented, you get triggered, upset, you've got stuff running, your emotions come up.
Right.
You still are disconnecting. You're disconnecting from it. You don't want to have to feel it. Because you could, as a child, you had to disconnect in order to make it, basically.
Right. I couldn't process the emotions at the time.
No, you had no support for that. You had to live in denial. You had to live in a fantasy world in a way that, hoping things would get better.
Yep.
Because that helped you survive. But the habits long-standing is now when you feel discomfort, it's happening so quickly. It's like a blink of an eye.
Yeah.
You don't recognize you're disconnecting and then reconnecting with food.
Right. No, I don't. See, I haven't been aware that I have been disconnecting and then connecting with food, but I've been aware that, that's my pattern. But
Right. You've seen the bigger pattern. I'm breaking
Yep.
it down for you.
Right.
And I'm bringing in kind of the motive, the subconscious drive behind it is the inner child scared now. She's scared. She doesn't want to feel the discomfort again. She's so you disconnect, you reconnect with food. So I'm going to do a little process with you. And if you'll set an intention, ask your angels to remind you in the moment that when your stuff's up and you're in that disconnect phase, that you'll get conscious and in that moment choose and give yourself the choice. Don't cancel out the connecting with food. Allow that. Because that will actually feel repressive to you.
Giving me the choice to do that. If I want to do that,
yes,
I can.
Yes, because you need possibilities and you need open space.
Okay.
So you need to allow the choice of, I can connect with food now, or I can connect back with my feeling and connect with my inner child.
Okay.
And help that part of me feel safe and secure now. Because you're not 6. She's not in your body. She needs to be kept bringing back into a safe place.
I need to give her what she really wants.
Yeah, which I don't think is chocolate, which is love and kindness and sweetness from, we can use. Well, let's do a quick visualization. Close your eyes.
Okay.
And imagine yourself standing in the light. And imagine God and your angels there. And experience, little girls need a kind, safe mother. Imagine God the mother with you, and go and find that little 6-year-old. Go to the home in which she lived when you were 6 and bring her back into the light and tell her she can have what she wants now, which isn't through chocolate and sugar. She probably would enjoy some candy on occasion, but she's really looking for security and sweetness and a safe and kind, loving place to exist now. She doesn't want to live in your story of the past anymore. She wants to be brought into the light and be safe and secure. So take her out of the story of the past and bring her into the now of your heart. In fact, you can cup your hands and place her in your heart. And then, now I want you to think, you can go ahead and open your eyes. Think of the last time you played this out, where you played out this pattern. Okay? What were you feeling that provoked you to then go for the food, go for the chocolate?
I was angry.
You were angry. Okay. And that little girl had a lot of anger that never got to be heard. Okay. So what if you were to take a moment, a good process to start doing with yourself, and this is something I've taught before, but it's very, very, you need to express the anger, especially anger, because a lot of things were done that weren't just, they were injustices to you when you were a child. And so if you were to keep what if you were to go jot down that, I've taught this before, you take your dominant hand and you write a letter, I know you're angry, tell me what you're angry about. And you start to write out the things that you're angry about. I feel angry because. Just keep finishing that sentence.
I feel angry. Let me ask you a question. So what's coming up to my mind is, because something that I will get triggered by something that's in the present, and it seems like it just brings up the story from the past. So
well, what it does is,
stuff.
It's just life will mirror to us, and it's kind of everything will morph to keep provoking what wants to be healed. The emotion is never about the now. It's stored, repressed emotion. It's just mimicking the past. Which is that child, you never got to say, I'm angry when you were 6 and 10 and 15. You never got to say, I'm angry, with someone there saying, and you have a right to be. Tell me more.
That's right.
So you get to be the one within your own. You're doing your own.
Right.
Where your 6-year-old and 10-year-old and 15-year-old saying, I'm angry because, and you get to say to that part of you, and you have every right to be, tell me more.
Right.
Because it needs to be expressed, and it will get expressed through. See, you're trying to repress it by going to the chocolate. You're still trying to I can't express that. It's not allowed. Mm-hmm. And you need to create a safe mechanism to make it allowed. You don't have to go express it to other people. It just wants to be expressed. It's energy that wants expression.
And I also want to create that this process is going to be very easy and it's simple. It's not going to take a long time. It's not going to be all drawn out.
You got all these note cards.
I know. I made cards for myself.
Carry a note card that you can just pull out and write it down. I feel angry because you don't have to go meditate.
That's true, because I think
a little sticky pad. I don't know. I mean, make it fun.
Yeah. So I think that's true, because I go into that, that it has to be really big, then I have to go through this process. So all it wants
is in that moment, what it wants to have, you're disconnecting from it. You're going to do that. You're just going to do it. It's what you do. Type 1's connect and disconnect. That's your energy. So just expect that. But notice in the moment I disconnected. Now, even while you're eating the chocolate bar, you're going to be aware I disconnected. What really wants to happen, do I really want to repress my anger one more time?
Right.
Really? Well, all I got to do is find some... maybe you don't even have something to write it down on, but you just say, I feel angry because, and finish the sentence, but express it.
And I love how that I can create, it can be that easy and that simple.
Yeah, well, what did you write on your card?
This is my card. This is what I created last night, to move from awareness into inspired actions. This is my word for the year.
Well, inspired action looks like expressing your feelings to yourself and then responding with, wow, you have every right to feel angry. Some really lousy stuff happened to you when you were a kid. It did.
And I love how simple that is.
And you get to say, tell me more. Because guess what? Your kids don't want to hear your anger. Your husband doesn't really want to hear your anger, because it's really not about them, even though it feels like it is. They're playing roles to show you got some stuff to take care of. That's it. It's pretty basic. People are recycling unexpressed emotion because they took on in their childhood the belief, I can't express my feelings. And so then they go to food as a way to comfort their feeling repressed. And to then bury it with weight, bury it with because guess what? If you're worried about losing weight, you don't have to tune into all the other feelings that are there that want to get expressed. Because that inner child is still believing, I'm not allowed to do that. And she is. She jumped right into the light.
That's right.
She was like, yeah, I don't want to be in that old story anymore. Come on.
Oh, totally. Yeah, no. And I love how whenever I bring her into the light and we go through that process, then she's like, can I go play?
Yeah, sheesh.
Yeah, I love that.
So, any of that emotion that drives those eating patterns is always connected to your childhood.
Okay.
In every case. So this is a real simple, new inspired action for you. So here, I'll break it down for you. You'll notice, I disconnected from my uncomfortable feeling and I connected with food. I did it again. Oh, you might notice that before you eat the chocolate bar and say, okay, what do I want right now? I can connect with the chocolate bar and kind of soothe myself and add, thinking that's the sweetness I'm looking for. Or I can do that little process Carol taught me and reconnect with my inner child and her discomfort and express what never got expressed.
That's simple.
Yeah.
That's really easy. I can do that. I love easy.
You might have to do it 10 times a day. I don't know, but hey, that's 10 less chocolate bars to eat.
I don't need that many.
I didn't think you did, but...
No.
Oh, come on. You've been to Trader Joe's and bought that really big chocolate bar at some point in your life, haven't you?
I haven't.
You saw it, though, huh?
I haven't yet.
You haven't seen those giant ones?
No, I haven't.
Oh, they're big. They got these massive 1 pound chocolate bars at Trader Joe's. And my wonderful type 2 husband, who has his own connection with food for different reasons, is always eyeing those. And I'm like, no. No, don't buy the 1 pound chocolate bar. Not good for us. Okay, here's another tip. you do enjoy having something of a sweeter quality. Doesn't have to be candy, but you would enjoy
Right.
that, right?
Yeah, I would.
So what if you chose to allow that every, if not every day, but when you wanted to give that to yourself, so you're making that choice from a healthy place, a conscious place.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever done that? Have you noticed?
I have noticed
how
when
it
I
plays
have
out
done
differently?
that, yeah, it plays out differently. When I give myself the permission, I give myself the choice, and I'm like, I have choice. This is what I'm choosing. I don't end up eating like 5 or 6. I'm like, I just have a little bit, and I'm like, oh, that's
You're
great.
satisfied more quickly.
Yeah.
Because it's not a response to some emotional stuff. It's just,
Yes.
I would enjoy that.
Oh, that's good.
It'd be taste.
Yeah.
I would enjoy that taste and
Mm-hmm.
experiencing that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, keep implementing that.
Okay, I will.
So that, again, in your type 1 energy, you're, the more you say I can't,
Mm-hmm.
the more structured and contained you'll feel,
Mm-hmm.
which is going to then make that little inner child feel very restricted again.
Mm-hmm.
And then you need the chocolate to feel that sweetness and freedom.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can do whatever I want. So that's what I'm saying. Keep the space open, keep the energy open. And then you do it with more consciousness, and it's a little more controlled.
That feels fun.
Yeah, that'll be good for you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm actually going to invite you back, because I want to see how this shifts, and we'll have you back in a month or two. And
Okay, perfect.
I trust you will follow through, because you actually are really committed to your own personal healing.
Yes, I am.
I know that about you, so thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
Hey, how did this help you? Write in the comments, because you set that intention when we started, that you were going to get an insight, an aha from this experience today. So share it in a comment. We'd love to hear it.